All right. Hello, everyone. So this is the weekly recap from our Wednesday meeting. Just for those of you who couldn't make it, you just want a quick recap, whatever it is, or anyone who's looking into us and wants to hear about what we talk about. So this is posted on YouTube. But our upcoming events, so I'll start off with the good news and then we'll get to some of the bad news. But our upcoming events, we have our Easter egg hunt, and that is the Saturday before Easter. And so please make sure that you create your own Eventbrite. If you are struggling with creating an Eventbrite because maybe you're not technologically savvy, call me. I would hate for you to be watching the how-to video and get stuck on something and get frustrated and give up. Just call me. Anyone who knows me and has experienced going through a deal with me as their broker, I work for you. So put me to work and call me, and I will walk you through very quickly how to create it. That way you can just go and invite people, because it's definitely a conversation starter that will get you clients. The other great thing about it is, for those of you with past clients, is not only inviting them stays right in front of their face, but it teaches them how to refer you, and it gives them actionable things to share about you and who you are. So for instance, I have a client that has never come to one of my events. I have always invited him to our events. He has used me to sell his house, buy another house, just referred me to his sister to sell his family house, help her buy, and then he wants to buy rental properties. But honestly, I think he really uses me because I always invite him and I just stay in front of him. So the other thing is, I've had a past client who, said that they always like to refer me to people. And I said, hey, well, I'll send you some of my business cards, but I'll also send you a flyer and you can just take a picture and share it with all these people to our local event. And that way, when they go to refer me to people, not only can they say, hey, I've got a great realtor, but they can say, hey, my realtor is putting on this event. So they can even share that with people who are not necessarily expressing interest in buying or selling, but that way it helps get the word out, right? It helps. Word of mouth is definitely more valuable than anything online. So, right, I mean, that's what most people and most consumers see. So I would definitely do that. And then the other thing is, we're doing another Building Wealth with Real Estate. That is going to be on a Thursday, mid-March. I have not picked the exact date yet. That one, you can make the Eventbrite totally public. The Easter egg hunt, please keep it private. But you can advertise that wherever. Once again, these are mostly conversation starters versus trying to get people to come to the event. It's great if someone comes, absolutely amazing. But the biggest benefit is actually inviting people, even if it's people you don't know and you've connected with on Facebook. Even if you're working a farm and you're trying to think of what's something of value I can give these people in my farm, the neighborhood that I work in, or even just the neighborhood I live in, why don't I just pass this flyer out? So that Building Wealth with seminar is going to be a great one as well. We did that last time. We're definitely going to run some ads on it so we can try to get some more leads, hopefully some good investor leads. We have Skippolini's this Saturday. So once again, please, this is in Roseville. Bring your family, not your friends. Your family's more than welcome to come. Your girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever, significant others. We'll have tons of free pizza and some appetizers, and then one free drink for the agents on Vision Forward Realty. There's a playground, there's heaters outside. It's just going to be a fun event for all of us to network. Now to the bad news. Okay, so with commissions, you all are going to hear a lot of stuff on the internet about what's going on with California Association of Realtors and their recent decision. A lot of it is fake BS out there, just to be brutally honest. And so just be very careful about what you hear. Just know nothing has been fully determined yet. They voted to pretty much make it a requirement. The California Association of Realtors president just glazed over it, and they've put no other information out about it, which is very frustrating, because why bring it up if you don't have more details? So, but they brought it up and they just said that they're going to make it a requirement that you have a buyer broker agreement with your buyers. And I think that there's a few things that are going to happen, probably five, or six or seven. But one of the main things is they're going to eliminate the feature, and it's going to be a month or 2 months because it's going to take a lot of technology work from the MLSs. But they're going to try to make it a requirement. I'm saying try because the MLSs are privately held companies, so we'll see. They'll probably do it, but they will probably eliminate the feature for your listings where you will say, they're going to make it so you can't say what you're going to pay the buyer's agent because it's negotiable. Before, they made it a rule, and the way that the contract reads is, when I take a listing, I'm negotiating the total commission. I'm going to disclose to you what I'm going to offer the buyer's agent, but I'm not saying that, oh, it's whatever. So it's going to become negotiable. What they're saying is, I can do one of two things. So I can either write in the contract that the seller pay a certain percentage of my commission as the buyer's agent, or I can check a box saying that the seller is obligated to pay what the buyer has agreed to in our buyer broker agreement. Here's what's going to probably end up happening is this is going to take a lot longer than everyone thinks because there's a lot of agents who don't stay up to date with the news. You're going to see a big transition of sellers and listing agents really pushing that, but you're going to get a lot of buyers who are going to say, no effing way. You're telling me I have to pay my down payment. I have to pay usually around 2, and if it's an FHA, 3% in closing costs. Now I've got to pay another 2 to 2.5, 3% in realtor fees, and you haven't even updated your house, or there's issues with your house. Get out of here. So you're going to see a lot of houses sit on the market, and they're not going to know why, because a listing agent, went and bought that listing by saying, hey, you only have to pay me a commission. We're going to make it so that the buyer has to pay their commission. It's not going to fly, and they're going to have a hard time selling. So yes, you probably can incorporate it in the loan with certain programs, but people are already having trouble, justifying over a double increase in interest rates from a couple of years ago. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of pushback, and there's going to be a lot of agents who leave the industry, and it's going to take a lot more of us to be professional and proactive and get good at negotiating. Really, the best way that I would pitch it moving forward is just telling people, hey, you can either be a customer, which a customer, they get some of my attention, but not all of my attention, because my attention needs to go to my clients, and my clients sign this buyer broker agreement where you are agreeing to pay 2.5%. But here's the thing is, on every single offer that we write and you sign and agree to, we're going to make sure we put it in with the offer. If I hear that there are multiple offers, we'll just change our buyer broker agreement so that you seem, to 2% or whatever. Right, we're going to find ways to really coach our buyers about this, but then make sure that we put it in the agreement. Now, in the agreement, what they are saying that you have to check the box in order to get compensated is right here. So it's the main paragraph 3, section G3. Seller agrees to pay the obligations of buyer to compensate, or I can scroll all the way down to, right, we go into the fees section, and I can do other terms, and I can type it out here. So this is for another listing, but I'm just using this as an example where I can type out seller to pay buyer's agent X commission. If you wanted to have your buyer pay, let's say they'll only agree to pay 1%, and I want 1.5. Well, I'm going to calculate and see how much all these fees are. And if they add up to 1.5, then I'm going to put seller, 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 seller. And that way my buyer has less closing costs that they would have spent, but that they can now pay me. So that's going to be a way that we may have to finagle things, and we'll definitely work through it together. I just wouldn't stress out about it right now. No, I've heard this video several times or gotten sent it many times. California Association of Realtors did not say that sellers cannot pay buyer's agent commissions. No, that is not what they said. They actually just said that they voted to talk about really making that the buyer broker agreement a requirement. I do think that there is a good chance that you're going to see the association be commonly less and less used. So that's probably the 5th bullet point of this whole topic. If you look at the commercial real estate industry, I don't necessarily have to join any association to work in commercial real estate. I don't even have to, but it's a huge benefit for me to get CoStar, which is the multiple listing service, and that's all it is. They own LoopNet, BizBuySell, Apartments.com. There's quite a few other websites that they advertise to, and they express their benefit as a company, but they do not have commission rules. They do not have a lot of policies in place that say, hey, that's an ethics violation if you did blah, 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 blah. They are just a multiple listing service. If I want to join an association for whatever other benefits, I can do that through, different commercial real estate agent groups and associations, but it is not pretty much a requirement in order to operate. On the residential side, if I want to operate as a real estate agent, I pretty much have to join the association because I can't open lockboxes, I can't list to multiple websites. So I think you're going to see a big transition where people just start to go directly with their listings to Zillow and to Realtor.com, and they're not even a part of the association, and there's reasons why, and I think we're going to start to see more videos about that coming up. Really because there have been a lot of groups talking about how they don't feel properly represented by the association. That is not my opinion. I'm just saying this is what I'm hearing and what I think is going to happen. Okay, and then just real quick, for those of you who are looking to farm, I think this is a very important time to switch your marketing and your time and work efforts to getting listings. Versus buyer leads. Buyer leads are, of course, are great, and you can usually get that at a lower cost for less work. Listings take a lot more work to get because everyone wants to get listings. They're a lot easier. But I would definitely be plugging into a lot of the classes we have, watching the training videos we have. I would set up a time with me to really pick a farm and do exactly what you need to do. But we have lots of content and programs coming out to help you dominate in your neighborhood and farm an area for listings really well. A shout out to Dylan Wynn on Op City. He converted a lease lead. The person was inquiring about rentals, and somehow he managed to get them to he probably just asked the question, well, have you ever thought about buying? Because your lease payment definitely sounds like a mortgage payment. Or he just asked the question, and the person's definitely interested. I went through her application. She's pre-approved, and they're going to look at houses next week. So good job, Dylan. I think everyone should be, just asking these simple questions. Same thing to Khalid, who used the Dream for All program that's coming back out. It's not a huge benefit to borrowers, to be honest, because the benefit of owning a home is that you get equity and appreciation, and so you can build wealth with that. And that program pretty much takes it away or cuts it in half. And so there's pros and cons. The great thing about it is it's a conversation starter. And so I can get someone excited about talking to a loan officer who can then get excited about them buying, because I can compare what's the benefits of the Dream for All versus this other down payment assistance program or just a regular loan. And here are the benefits broken down. I think this is the best benefit for you because in 5 years, you're going to have this much wealth because of all the equity in your property. And so Clay did a great job explaining that, not overly explaining, just getting them excited about the opportunity for the Dream for All program. It is a lottery system. And so then he was able to connect them to a loan officer. And I think great job, right? Just keep it simple, stick to the basic information, and then let someone else do the work for you. Also, we have list reports and social studios, which are free tools for anyone in our brokerage. So please, these are free tools. Reach out if you need help on getting that all set up, because it's just easy ways to market to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, a Google business account if you want, and it's free content for you all. So once again, reach out in Discord. I'll be putting out a lot more information about that. So yeah, thank you all for listening in, and hope to see you all this Saturday.